My fellow Liberians, despite our diversity, we are a united people, a great and noble people. Through the strength of our unity and the resilience of our determination, we have begun to rebuild a ravished country and have survived two deadly health crises. Our people have stood together as one united people, ready to face the future. Whether you are a fisherman of Grand Cru and Sino, the hunters of Grand Jide and River G, the farmers of Lofa and Bapolu, the Gola and Vai dancers of Bumi and Kipmount, the hospitable people of Bassa and River Ses, the warriors of Maryland, the miners and explorers of Nimba, the merchants and traders of Bong, the welcoming people of Magibi, or the melting pot of Montserrado. We are one people, Liberians. We have a great challenge and opportunity ahead of us. In unity, we will rebuild this country as a shining example in Africa, demonstrating the power of a determined and united people. Our economy and our national budget will expand and grow like never before. We will improve the lives of our people and put smiles on the faces of our citizens. I promise you that together we can and will do the job. A new day is on the horizon. The time for babysitting is over. God bless you and God bless Liberia.
Tolerate those kind of citizens, those that constantly insulting the president. I want to be clear that after this, there will be no citizen in this country, and I can defy you that will ever insult the president and think you will walk in the street prison, threatening the states, constantly inciting people. I want to be clear. We will not tolerate those kind of citizens, those that constantly insult the president. I want to be clear that after this, there will be no citizen in this country, and I can defy you that will ever insult the president and think you will walk in the street prison, threatening the states, constantly inciting people. I want to be clear. We will not tolerate those kind of citizens, those that constantly insulting the president. I want to be clear that after this, there will be no citizen in this country, and I can defy you that will ever insult the president and think you will walk in the street prison.
I defy you. If you think you can cause the president, you will not walk in the street freely. Will the police attack you? Will the police arrest you? Or you will send your citizen or your members or your supporters to attack another citizen? This is our former peace ambassador, George Manewia, President, Republic of Liberia. He crying because he cussing. He crying because Prophet Key cussing. Even as a policeman, they say you can take insult, but you can't take assault. They can curse you, but when they touch you, that's it. Mr. President, you don't expect everybody to like you. As a leader, you must act like the big ball in the town. You don't go out crying and threatening people. Today, you see seditions preparing themselves. Now, everybody got to prepare themselves too now. Everybody preparing themselves. This is what the president wants. That the government cannot protect you. So if people from the other side attack you, you attack them back. But what surprised me today, the president said that he don't know CPP. I'm sorry, he don't know COP. CDC COP. He don't even know that he has CDC COP. But the pictures all over the Facebook, along with the chairman, and Jefferson Koji, and whatsoever. America got to talk before our president speak, or because our president want to come to the White House, or because he want to say, oh yes, they invite me, so I don't want them to mess it up. And I tell you, tomorrow he will come back again and say, no, I never said anything like that. But it's just shame. And it's disgraceful. The police has the right to arrest without complaining. But at the same time, no matter what happened, whether the government, whether the justice system is stinks and rotten and whatsoever, you must file a complaint. Put them on record. I think Soup making a big mistake on that. And they made a big mistake. Maybe they're thinking about it now. But whether they say anything, file a complaint, get them on record, and then take the next step. And also the government, that's a criminal case. It's the government. Whether you complain or not, the government is still happy in America, yeah. Yeah. So how many times the George Weah government never went after people? They say, I can remember when Yeke, they said one of Yeke bodyguard beat somebody. The man never complained, but they arrested the guy. They arrested the guy. And people, what we're saying here is that President Weah time has come to an end. We cannot give President Weah another 6 years. Let us be honest. We don't hate President Weah, but we don't want this country, Liberia, a nice place, peaceful place, to get into chaos, because our president, he is the divider in chief. Mr. President, you are the divider in chief. You only concentrating on seditions and only few seditions, not even all the seditions. Everything that happened in Liberia today, all the people who have been victimized are all seditions. These are people who struggle and cast their vote. 3 different, in fact, 2, 4, 6 times, 7 times for George Weah. First and second in the 2005. Okay, 1 in the 2011, 3. And 2017, 2 times, plus a senatorial breaks. These people, they call them die-hard seditions. No matter what happened, they just love George Weah. They need nothing from him. They just love him naturally. So they want him to enjoy Liberia owe him. Watermelon, guys. But anyway, we pray that he will be okay. They flew the ball out of the country. He's somewhere to unknown destination because of security reason. And I think they got some doctor advice that they must seek medical attention out of the country, which they did. But Mr. President, you're supposed to know the history of soup. They will still demonstrate. You should not have allowed this to go this far. If anything break loose in Liberia, it's the president. Whether you're sedition or you're from any other party, your seditions you watch, your life is important. You should be protected under the law. It is your right to protest. CDC have protested so many times, even in their own government. They protest, they come out, they say, they give praises to the president. That's good. It is their right. Don't you know that protesting around the American embassy, the people see you from anywhere? You don't know that there's a camera all over that place? They can zoom on you anywhere you go, and they saw what was going on. You know that? And look, the American ambassador can sit down and eat with George Weah and do whatsoever. Policy is policy. Leadership is leadership. If you're not doing good, they will tell you. They will tell you. Our country have gone so bad. We cannot allow President Weah another time. We cannot. President Weah's second term, based on his first performance, but he failed. Whether you continue the project of President Salif by the feeder rules and whatsoever, but you fail to protect the people. You fail to create avenues for jobs. We have more beggars in Liberia than ever. That is why I supported Mr. Cummings. If we elect Mr. Cummings, he will be the first Liberian, the first financial officer to bear the highest post in Liberia. And listen, we are getting there gradually. I said it the other day that it was good that everything started early. Their plan was to start in July, August, by this time, to drag Mr. Cummings in court. But they were anxious and they brought it so early, and we saw everything they were doing. We saw all the dirty deeds, the coup that was going on, the suppression. But Mr. Cummings stood the test of time. Why Mr. Cummings? Why Mr. Cummings? Why they go after Joe Walker? You think CDC don't know that their fear is Cummings? Their fear that if Mr. Cummings go against George Weah, the option is clear. You either want to continue to suffer or to move forward. In 6 years, this president cannot even tell us anything to change our mind or to advise us or to encourage the citizens. No, cannot. And I would say this, CPP is alive. CPP will be stronger than ever. The doors of CPP is open. The doors are open. And this is not about attacking the ANC, according to my friend and brother. We're not attacking each other anymore. We're not attacking each other. But he said, Henry Costa, and also happy birthday, because his birthday is on the 6th. Happy birthday in advance. And he's my friend. I texted him this morning to encourage him. He said he's a potential kid. He's 40 years old now, and turning 40, his life just began. But he said why the Cassette party had to join the coalition, the collaboration. Why ANC had to talk to LP, the Liberian Liberation Party. Why they had to join rank with ANC and the coalition. It's wrong. Dr. Kasser is in court. Listen, We all know the benefits of standard bearer or whether founding member. Yes, Dr. Kase is not the party, and the party is not Dr. Kase. Dr. Kase cannot stop the growth of the party. Even in the ANC, Mr. Cummings is not the ANC. And the ANC is not Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings just is the standard bearer for ANC. Tomorrow, it could be different person. The institution will have to move on, grow, and anybody can head it as the standard bearer. We agree in Liberia, the man, if you see they make you standard bearer of that party, or you form your own party, bulk of the finance come from your pocket, which is clean, it's truth. But if you stop spending, the party should die? No. I bet you Dr. Kase in the know about all the negotiation. The other day, Dr. Kase is not actually behind bars. But whether they took his passport that he cannot travel, he's a businessman, his crime with the American government, it's up to him to fix it or not to fix it or go to jail. But I showed Mr. Kase is aware of everything. Yes, that his idea that, I want to form a political party because I have an ambition to run for president. But the party got chairman, the executive, they run the party. If Dr. Kase is not around, and he gave them the go ahead and said, listen, y'all need to collaborate with other people with the party. But because the party, I understand Henry where he coming from. I know he's not happy about it because UP were negotiating with that party. They had it all over that. The party will come together because they visited the UP. So they were exploring. They went to UP head office. They extended their programs. We were the one that had it all on the internet, all on social media, that the Liberation Party was going to collaborate with them. They had it all over the internet. But to their surprise, the people agreed to work in the CPP. Negotiation was there a long time. And there will be a lot of other names. Don't be surprised. And I will say this again. Don't let them tell you that, look at our corrupt man. The man say he joined ANC. Look at that other criminal say he joining the coalition. Tell them yes. The big and the best thing is that we have a standard bearer who is clean. He's not a perfect human being. We all got flaws. But he's honest. He has integrity. He has empathy as a leader. That is the good thing. So whether you corrupt, you can come. You will see it for yourself and you will change. And let me tell you today, if you see any corrupt Liberian or corrupt politician, follow a man who has that charisma, clean, and do not take nonsense. That person is not corrupt. That person only trying to be corrupt because of the system. They got to eat too. They got to eat. They are business people. So every hands on deck. Don't let them come into your mind and convince you and say, the people who support him, who advise him, Mr. Cummings. Why would Henry Costa want to say that people advising Mr. Cummings wrong? When the UP was also negotiating with the Liberation Party, if my little brother can say that, in fact, the Liberation Party is nothing anymore, then what you would talk about a Larry Toba party, because a Larry Toba party that just few people in there, I don't see no membership. We even see the office. They even got nothing to show. A new deal. At least Liberation Party got an office. They got members. They got people in Liberia who been going around campaigning. They all agreed to join the CPP. And you ain't seen nothing yet. So I'm not criticizing, I'm not saying that you should come on here and insult Henry Costa. It is his right to voice up his opinion, and that's how he believes. But what I want to say that it's wrong to think that the standard bearer owns the party. All that thing got to come to an end. It got to come to an end. But the most popular man, or sometimes the man with the money, will always want to win in the party because it's money. If Dana Kasa is not there today, anybody who the Liberation Party carries as the standard bearer, that person should get some finance. That person should have some money to run campaign. So there is nothing wrong with it. Mr. Cummings was in court the other day. It was not the ANC. ANC was still working behind the scene. ANC was still having meetings. ANC was still going around campaigning. Mr. Cummings is not the ANC, and the ANC is not Alex Cummings. It's the same way Dana Kase is not the Liberation Party. The Liberation Party is not Dana Kase. Over and out. Please, let it go. Let it go. The other day, 6-party John rang with the CDC. So we got to collaborate with people. You got to collaborate. Yes, and they're coming. And you ain't see nothing yet. Big names. Big names. We're not giving nobody money. That CDC giving people money, 30,000, 35,000, that they can switch over. And that only one man switching over. We're talking about an organization. So, Liberation Party now is part of the CPP. Want to go. 2 left. 1 came in. The 3 right now. Maybe another party will come again, make it 4. Another party will come again, make it 5. Another party will come. But let me tell you guys, technically, we still got some UPP members who are still members of the CPP. We still got members from UP. They are still members of the CPP. They're not going anywhere. They are not going anywhere. But I want to make this clear. We're not attacking. I'm not going to attack supporters of Mr. Bwaka. And I don't expect supporters of UP to attack Mr. Cummings and to attack Cummings supporters. If you want to attack Mr. Cummings, it's up to you. You guys are still doing it anyway. Some people have decided not to, but I will tell you, people from UP still insulting Mr. Cummings. But we will not insult Mr. Bwaka. But what I cannot guarantee you, I will campaign against Mr. Weah and Mr. Bwaka because I want to take the first place. I want ANC, the CPP. I want the CPP that will be under the leadership, the chairmanship of Musa Belete, standard bearer Alexander Cummings, to take the first place. If possible, win the first round with over 50%. I know some of your vets now. Some of your vets. It's possible. It's possible that somebody can win the first round. Clean. We are not saying that this election, we're not overlooking this election. You shouldn't get it to the back of your mind if you're sedition and think that we're overlooking you. No. We're not underestimating you. We know that you are still powerful. We know. We are the underdogs. We got UP, we got Liberty, CDC. You know what I'm saying? We are the underdogs. So we're not taking it for granted. We will touch every avenue. We will go places. We will talk to people. We will extend the message. We will let people know what CPP is bringing for Liberia. Mr. Cummings said it the other day. CPP is just a vehicle that was just supposed to take us. The vehicle broke down. We were there for some time. Some people could not stand it. They left. We just got some of the parts back. We're getting them back little by little. The CPP is stronger than ever. The CPP is the only collaborating group with an agenda to move Liberia from point A to point B. We will not hide it from you. We will tell you the truth. We are not saying that it's going to be easy if the CPP is in charge. No. But one thing we can guarantee the Liberian people, one thing I believe, I do not just follow political leaders easily. But one thing I believe, Mr. Cummings will not disappoint the Liberian people. Oh yes, according to his past performance, in everything that he had been doing from his childhood to his adult life working, he will never ever disappoint the people of Liberia. Mr. Cummings' chances of failing as president, I think, is 0.0.1. Mr. Cummings will not, he don't have the magic tools, but Mr. Cummings has the vision to change Liberia, and that vision will be carried on by you, Liberians, and by people who knows the job. People who will be willing to sacrifice. People who will be willing to put country first than their interests. People who will be prepared to say, yes, I'm ready for Liberia to be a country with discipline, law, and order, that every Liberian will be equal and will benefit and will enjoy the resources, that they will be part of that eating bowl. It will not be only for the few corrupt Liberians. We're not thinking about minimizing corruption. We're talking about stopping corruption and fighting corruption. When you talk about stopping corruption, you put things in place to stop the corruption. It's like you cannot leave your door bad off and you expect criminals not to go in there. Try to protect the door. Put all the necessary locks. Put the CC camera. Put everything necessary that nobody can come and steal, that if they try to steal, you will see them. But you can't leave the door open with one little broken lock and you get money in there. And so you don't have to sit and say, let the people steal first before I catch them. And no matter what you put in place, you go to the border today, they say when they catch you, you go to jail. People stay smuggle drugs. But it's up to you. Stealing a crime, you know that. The people that they reach, the criminals, they call them white collar criminals. The one who steal government money. They know that they're stealing. That's why they hide the paperwork. The only difference is that they're not going to steal and run away or they jacking. They themselves write it. When they give it 70,000, they leave space on the other side to just put one to make it 170,000. But the corruption in Liberia, we've seen it. It's clear cut. The officials that President Weah appointed, they're not doing nothing until they are so they corrupt. Look at, we just found out that the handbill that they are talking about concerning the LACC was never printed from the foreign ministry. It never existed. But they went and printed and tried to show it. Now they said they will reapply for his job. So once you reapply for the job, they will say, we're not giving it to you. Or Sidisheno, or man who struggle, he comes from NPP, but he supports CDC. They're all in a coalition. His own party turned against him because he's trying to be honest. His party turned against him because he honest. What kind of country we got this? How can we, President, we are only speaking, oh, we'll fight corruption, but he's not fighting corruption. President, we will only say it, but no action. America had to come up before President Weah come and say something and say, oh, I don't know them. I told you yesterday that President Weah do not take responsibility. President Weah. So LU people don't go and file charges, file complaint, because these people working for the mayor, it happened in District 13, it happened in District 15, they almost killed Taylor Ure. It was a live video. It was a live video. They burned her car down. It happened in Cape Mount with Watson and Simeon Taylor, who going to CDC today. And we did everything. It happened in District 13 again. Today, it happened right in front of the American embassy. Citizens acting like officials of the government from the ruling party. That was shame. Disgrace this kid. Scrape him naked. I've never seen, look, if that boy was going to fight back, they were going to kill him. If he were going to try to fight, they were going to kill him. I don't give a damn whether he was part of the university students who can demonstrate or who can say anything. No Liberian citizen has the right to stop another citizen for protesting or to counter protest. You know, I was watching Facebook today. There's a girl they call Josephine, or Daha Sedition, or supporter of sedition or real sedition. She put a post up. She said, I blame the police director and the justice minister. She was right. You know why she was right? At least she blamed somebody. But what she failed to say, I will blame the president. Nobody want to blame the president. Nobody want to blame President Weah. They want to blame the surrounding of President Weah. If the president of Liberia is powerful, he's powerful. Even if the justice minister refuse, the president can come in and speak, and that justice minister will go. How you expect the police to arrest Poker Robert, Ben Tuba, when they are all sedition? Was planned. The counter protests were planned. They had President Weah picture. They said they were protesting, but what they failed to realize, Freedom FM was carrying it around, chasing them and saying that, oh, the CDC COP are in search of soup. Clear on the video. You see, sometimes I tell people, some of us, we speak out of emotion. If we want to take action, we don't think about the aftermath. And I'm still just disappointed in Poker Roberts. I'm talking because this is the guy who I've talked to before, who communicated with me, who I've given money to. Now, when I say money, I'm not talking about the way people give money to support anybody. No, I knew he was not an ANC supporter. He sometimes try to pretend like he want to support Mr. Cummings. And I saw him attacking Costa, and they all came from Costa. Costa did a lot for them too. But, sometimes I've not been watching Costa's show for a long time. People inbox me. He said, should I blame myself? Then he said, no. Because all these children were with COP. They were behaving the same way. And they went to the ruling party, it got worse. All these guys, their faces will never leave social media. Poker Robert, your face for your action on that day would never leave social media. Bentoba or smart young man, you know the good thing with Liberians, we're quick to forgive. If you guys will come out and apologize and start to humble yourself, Liberians might forgive you. But if you think that you will just remain and think that you all this and that, the government will protect you, the video is there. That kid, if he's alive or any of his relatives, can sue you guys in the future. Can sue you guys in the future after whatever Mr. We are leave office and whatsoever. They can sue you. If that boy died, it's on you guys. You will be charged for second-degree murder. It can take 20, 10, 26, 30 years. They will get justice. I'm saying it all. It can take as long. It could be right after the election. If George Weah win against John, maybe some of us will not be alive. You will run away. If that boy dies, you guys are in a serious mess. They will prosecute you. The tape is there. Some of us are saved the tape already. We save it. Since your thing, you're smart, you're doing your thing, you're recording and talking. Your mouth puts you in trouble. Your mouth. And you see, let me give you an example. There are a lot of things that happen in America. They beat Rodney King. They did all kinds of things. The police killed a man who has record for scamming someone, for getting high, for counterfeit. You saw the riot in America and tried to change things around. Flawed. They have killed a lot of people in Liberia. A lot of people have lost their life. But this one little boy who was just a militant from the University of Liberia, SUP, you hear how people talking? That is the one that might handle President Weah if you don't be careful. That case, if that boy died, you pray to God, Bentoba, Poker Roberts, and whosoever son, and be acting, I don't want acting like he's Sierra Leone and this and that. They will prosecute you. Their family will file charges against you no matter how long it takes. They will hear it in court. You're at the sacrificial lamb now for CDC. You're watching. Maybe you don't want to tell the people the truth. Liberian people, you don't want to tell the people the truth. That if anything happened to this boy, he can fight, the family will file charges. And even if he's better, he can file charges against them and the police because there are videos that the police were on the scene. And the police, and maybe that time Cummings will be president, he will know the process. They will pay. Cummings government will pay. That they will take that taxpayer money and pay that people. They will pay. Laws are standing by. By then, the justice system will understand. Because it's wrong. It's wrong. And then I see Sundishan, I see Papi Flomo posting all video of this boy demonstrating. So what? Even if he demonstrated, whether he was a criminal before, we don't care. It gave no Liberian the right to counter-protest and attack another citizen. Nowhere in the Constitution, they are not police. What did we have? Citizen arrest? Nobody gave a damn, no damn citizen arrest. They were not doing anything illegal. They did nothing illegal. They were not stealing. Who authorized you to protest too? The same right you had that you got in the street to counter-protest, then you should have gone different place. Why you think In Liberia, Election Commission says nobody should close the candidate shouldn't close the campaign the same day. You must choose a time. If you say you're in Painesville, you should be in Painesville. They will not send another party in that area because they don't want to. How in the world the police, no matter what happens, should have known? If super in the street and CDC, COP said that they're going to protest, right there the police supposed to be in the middle and say, no, you can't be so. Go that way. Go that way. Get glass bottle. Scrape the people's son naked. For what? For what? What kind of barbaric act? In this 27 Liberia, is that hard? And when you look at some of these guys, some of them today, they were born, some of them were born 1919. Some of them, they were little boy when the war started. They really never saw the war. But they're worse than the rebels. Seriously. And that one of the things, if I in Liberia and Mr. Cummings is president, ANC and the CPP will abolish the whole nonsense about militant. The election will be over, you find something to do. That nonsense about militant, dressing like a military person in some militia, that nonsense. If you want to be, if the party will get a security, then you'll be a security. Because people are overdoing it, people are misusing it. We imitate people too much. The ANC from South Africa. We imitate one, we get our own thing. When EFF, Economic Freedom Fighter, where are they? Where are they? Where are the economic freedom fighters of Liberia? Why are they bribed there now? They can't talk again. So it is true that a poor man can never make the difference. When you find one poor man to make the difference, and in God, look, I will always say this. This guy, Willie Russell, former GSA director, with all his things, I'm not saying that he's a perfect man, but Willie Russell never stole money from GSA. Willie Russell was still living like an ordinary Liberian into that estate house and whatsoever, and only depending on the salary. But money, how do you know? Because my late bossman's name is Serenius Nyenfor. And I was too close to him to know who Amos Sawyer was, who Zay Kwanu, who was Willie Russell, who was Paul Molumba, who was so person. And to know even Joseph Nima Buaka. They have good people in Liberia. But the good people who were in government, they were minority. They were minority. The majority are the crooks. Like the ministers are supposed to be the almost, let me just break something down for you. Yes, private corporation is the place where the people want you to produce. In government, the ministers, they are almost like board members. The vice president, directors from different places sit with the CEO, they're on the board. You get shareholders on the board. The president, advisors are the ministers. When one minister come out and say, Mr. President, I think we need to privatize LTC. The president will ask all his ministers, you think it's a good idea? Sometimes you get support and the opposite say, no, Mr. President, we can't privatize LTC. But if all the ministers over there say, Mr. President, I think it is time that we privatize some of our companies. The president will bring people, put that paperwork together, let the legislators know about it, to rectify it. You can't just go on your own, rectify it and make sure, yes. If you want to turn your position for certain positions so that the president cannot have authority over that position like that. So they gave you that tenure 5 years or 6 years or whatsoever. So you will work for the people like the Anti-Corruption Commission, the GAC, the police directors. These people are not supposed to work for the president. They're only there to protect and defend who's in that office. This guy, I was watching this video. This dude he attended the United Nations Assembly almost 6 different times. Not as head, but he was one of the directors. When he get to the airport, there's somebody there with a paper with his name on it. There's a car waiting for him every year. When he they taking it back, somebody bring his coffee and this and that. When he left that position, he was going back to the same United Nations just to visit. Nobody picked him up. He went through everything. Nobody, the same person who gave him coffee before, just say, "Oh, how are you, Mr. Smith?" They say, "Oh, hi, sir." And they pass. Nobody. It was the position that you protect. The position comes with a lot of things. So the police in Liberia, they are not housebound. The police in Liberia, they are not housebound. The SS, the LPA, the LPB, I always call them SSS because that Ellen Johnson, I don't know why she changed her name. They're not housebound. You sign policemen with assisting minister for what reason? You're not supposed to even assign policemen to no damn minister. The ministry sort of got their own, that certain ministers can get police protection, even in America. The Attorney General of the Republic of America, the United States, the Attorney General of the United States got security because he's powerful. He got their own plane, everything to move. FBI, yes. But in Liberia, the police director got security to his girlfriend. He got security to his wife. He got security to his son's school. That's not what they're there for. Misuse of power. The Cummings administration will not work like that, though. Yeah. It will be a tsunami, Liberian people, that you will benefit. You will be the one to benefit, not the corrupt ones. The corrupt people, they are handful. When they come to you, things are hard. They gave you money, that your money, eat it. Any government official come to you, you know within yourself that they didn't do nothing, and they say, "Oh, we want you to vote for George Weah. We get your bag right." Take the bag of rice and eat it when you go in that voting room. That only you alone. They know your name. They know which one you vote for. Vote for your children's future. If you honor age, vote for. If you are qualified to vote, but you're around 20 to 30, vote for your future. President Weah can never change the system in Liberia no more, because his surrounding is rotten. His surrounding is rotten because they know that the president don't care. That is why Liberia is rotten. The president said you should get CC camera. Imagine you living all the way in Dixville, you don't get light. You in one little zinc house, they say you must get CC camera, but you don't get light to put the camera on. You all the way in Sano County, they say you must get CC camera to protect yourself, but you don't get current. Even the government can put CC camera because they're saying get current to keep that CC camera moving. Beat it, driver, beat it. If you die, you're worried. This president, he's a divider in chief. The president speaks publicly that if anybody are there, anyone cursing the president of Liberia, you will never walk the street of Liberia or Monrovia because they curse the president. CDC was the same group of people who took the big white panty and put ketchup all over it and say it was Ellen Johnson painting. They were the same people. George Solo. I'm looking. In fact, I got the table. I got to look for it and start to edit it now. George Solo stood up on national break, cursed Ellen Johnson. Akara Gray cursed Ellen Johnson. Dog Molba Molu, cause we want to see that dog and this and that. She's a criminal, she's bitch, and blah 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 blah. But today, people curse George Oponwia. They didn't disrespect the president office. They curse George Weah. The out of frustration, they curse George Weah. Because they're frustrating Yeke Korowa, that's why he cursed George Weah. So they let George Weah go and complain to the police. He won't use his power. You want to use the police to intimidate the citizen. It is true. The liberators are always the oppressors. Yeah. Always the oppressor. Nobody will walk the street of Monrovia.
I want to be clear. We will now tolerate those kind of citizens. Those that constantly insulting the president. I want to be clear that after this, there will be no citizen in this country, and I can defy you that will ever insult the president and think he will walk in the street freely.
Okay, to him now, he's tough. There will be no citizen in this country that will insult the president. I defy you. You will not walk in the street. If President Weah was going to say, I will send a bill to the legislators that no one should curse any president. No one should use profanity on the president and let them pass it into law. But if anybody say you curse the president, just have President Weah look at the woman and say, look in my face. I am the president of Liberia. I'm talking. Why are you looking different place? You remember when the women that were striking, they were demonstrating into George Weah office? And to even tell Maggie, say, put the people in the car and carry them. All these people are George Manneh Weah supporters. They voted for him. They voted for him. I want you to listen to this state. After the election, when they gave the announcement, I want you to see President Weah shedding tears from his eyes.
8.5%, where grew up in Claratown Slum in Monrovia and went on to become the only African to win FIFA World Player of the Year. His rags to riches story helped him tap into dissatisfaction with Johnson Sirleaf's 12-year tenure, whereas critics, however, say that he's offered few concrete policy proposals, and his running mate, Jewel Howard Taylor, ex-wife of warlord Charles Taylor, has also.
This was the moment what got out. Former international footballer George Weah had built an unassailable lead. Spontaneous celebrations broke out across Liberia's capital, Monrovia. It has taken Weah 12 years to clinch the presidency. His supporters...
You see, everybody was jubilating. Yes, finally, we got President Weah to where he's supposed to be. We saw ourselves in President Weah. We believe that President Weah will make the difference, the change. We'll have free education. We will go to school free. Our children will go to school. Yes, at last, we love him. He feels our pain. But listen.
Everybody knew that it was going to happen one day, and this day are going to pass.
Weah's campaign appealed to the youth. But now comes the hard part. Liberia is one of the poorest countries in the world. More than 80% of the population live in extreme poverty, and hundreds of thousands of children are out of school. And many will be hoping George Weah can't deliver his campaign promises on the economy, education, and health. Out at some point today. Yesterday, the Electoral Commission chairman said that 3 counties had yet to finalize their tallies, so they were expecting them to come in today. Presumably, at that, I beg your pardon, presumably when the Vice President finally makes his remarks regarding this election and whether he feels it was free, fair and credible, we also expect to find out whether he intends to concede or to challenge the result in court. Now, if he does not challenge that result, he has 7 days in which to do that according to Liberian law. But if he does not do so, then we expect George Weah, the former international footballer and now president-elect of Liberia, to be sworn in January on the 15th, 2018. Karen?
The next government, I would like to see youth empowerment, talking about people working, not taking good salary. I want for labor, for the government to improve the labor system.
You hear it? That's on sedition. We want the labor system to improve. We want people to take salary. We want this, that. They're telling you because they saw themselves. Do you want to blame this guy? No. I will not blame him. I will not blame him for voting for George Weah.
Yes, I would like to see system, because within Liberia we lack a system, we don't have system.
I would not blame him. Listen to the other guy. With lack of system, what I want to see in Liberia, they should put system in place. Lack of law and order. Driving, nobody paying taxes. He voted for George Weah. He happy. Do you want to blame this man for George Weah? No. This guy did nothing wrong. This guy need not to even apologize for voting for George Weah. It is the right of George Weah to contest. And they saw George Weah, and we saw Alex Cummings, and George Weah won. But this guy can make the difference. This guy can go right back into that voting booth because he's discouraged today. Listen to him. He's a sedition. Maybe he's not a registered sedition, but he voted for George Weah. People like this, they can make a decision based on what they know. Listen to him. Listen to him.
Yeah, whenever there's 16, you're going to see things moving smoothly. You know, it helps to also bring investors that we are, encourage the living system of our country.
The first thing
Sirleaf's 12-year tenure, whereas critics, however, say that he's off.
Listen to the Oman. Listen to the Oman. Only one thing President Weah pay attention to.
Also bring investors that we are, the living system of our country.
The first thing I want for him to do, the road, let him see about the road condition. And the second one, the money changing business, the rate is too high. And the third one, we want electricity.
At that time, she's talking about when George Weah took over, the rate was not the same today. It was still low. The rate was still low, but it was high at that time. At that time, it was high. Listen to her. Listen to the woman. Listen to her.
And school, our children should go to school free.
Free education. Liberia got money. Liberia has the money, the resources to have a free education. They're not stopping you to send your children to cathedral. And those days, the Liberian government used to subsidize private schools, all private schools, so the tuition cannot be high. If President Weah was to announce free education in Liberia instead of announcing stupid free tuition at the University of Liberia, look, that is what I wanted. Today we get 9 years, 12 years, 10 years, 7 years, children selling cold water 10 o'clock in the morning while they're supposed to be in school because the mom cannot afford it. The father cannot afford it. So listen to her.
I would like for the president to pay key attention to agriculture.
That's it. I mean, let's go back.
Money changing business, the rate is too high. And the tier one, we want electricity. And school, our children should go to school free.
I would like for the president to pay key attention to agriculture.
Now,
for us to grow more food, to be able to self-sufficient ourselves.
You listen to these voters. You listen to them. What they are talking about today, President Weah never proposing. President Weah never had an agenda. This woman talking about electricity. This guy talking about agriculture. To pay key attention to agriculture. The first guy talking about minimum or living wage to pay people. Only one man today, and that time when they voted, Mr. Cummings talked about everything. Mr. Cummings talked about the 5 watts, his infrastructure, job creation, agriculture, then education, then come to health. Mr. Cummings said that I want to prioritize light because light is like the foundation to a development of any country. Light. If you got electricity, the children will go to school. Internet will work fine. Hospital will work. Dialysis center will be operating. Agriculture system, because now when you're talking about mega agriculture where they're bringing machines, some of it will be used by remote and whatsoever lights got to be around there. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're talking about. It was not George Weah agenda. No, George Weah never explained it to us. But you see, the ordinary people, they believe that President Weah would do it. President Weah was going to give us free education. And I want this man, but President Weah never went back to listen to his old tapes. But when we say some of your vests, like you're the only people who love President
Weah. He must pay more attention to agriculture.
1 year later, 1 year, the student in the street, because the tuition high, get a student there to foreign ministry. And on this side are the other people who dancing. And the same people on the other side there now.
Our parents are always struggle to pay our school fees. And right now, so now we pay anything at 50,000, 70,000.
And his running mate, Jewel Howard Taylor, ex-wife of warlord Charles Taylor.
Those kind of citizens.
Y'all listen to the game. And I told you a long time, I said people pay $8,000 for public schools, almost $500 US, $15,000 for public schools.
Our parents are always struggle to pay our school fees. And right now, so now we pay anything at 50,000, 70,000, $500 US. How much we are charging for school fees? And so now we pay a huge amount of money. Only for the school should flow in.
You see, that girl voted for George Weah. Do you want to blame her? No. You can't blame her. Let me close your mouth, small man. You can't blame her. That's a woman, a future leader of Liberia. who going to school, who's going to be a mother or hard-working woman, struggling, her parents struggling. They can't make it. So they had no choice. But guess what they said that day? They said that opposition put them in the street. Some of them said that Mr. Cummings, the one that put the children in the street. That their voters, they get vote for Mr. Cummings. You see the one on the other side, she yelling, she happy. Maybe all that happiness she doing, maybe she get her boyfriend in CDC. Or maybe they not love me again and she ain't get on a job. Poor lady, man struggling. No school. You think the president care? No, listen.
You know that some of the children are not in this country, and other people are still actually in America, but still, we are the poor people.
So we have today to tell the government that the reason of school closing does not make no sense.
That president, we are crying. Whether he was crying for Liberia or whether he was crying for the children, but this guy voted for CDC. But today, the education problem is a problem. But I will say this. I'm not saying that Mr. Cummings have the magic touch. But Mr. Cummings will prioritize education in Liberia. Mr. Cummings' wife, health and education is her passion. It is a passion. It's something that she loves and she wanted. She loves it. They will go to school. Mr. Cummings know the important. Look, the foundation of a nation is education. Mandela said it. Everybody, how you think? Look, some of us, it mean that when you can learn all the book and things still be hard for you, but at least you can make your way to certain places no matter what. They got some people who got PhD, they died before they even got it. They got a PhD. They got some people with BSc, they died on the same day when they got a BSc. They got some people who don't have it and they succeed. They are successful people. So God gave everybody a gift. That gift you can use. A young man, a promising leader of Liberia, took his stand, voted for President Weah, but they let him down. Can you blame him and say, oh, that you know they are not the problem? They can change it now. It's in their hands. When you add 6 years to this young guy age, and this man don't have a job. Right now, I will tell you, don't mind a laboratory, the damn tech. This boy is almost like maybe 17, let's just say 18 or 20. He will be 26 and still hustling to him with his man. So listen, President Weah, you are the father of Liberia.
To us today, our parents are grieving in heart. Our parents are crying. Today, many young kids are getting pregnant because we are lack of education. But we wait ourselves.
Threatening the states.
So you tell us, Mr. Cummings, I can never be like Mr. Cummings. I can never be that patient like Cummings, but I think I'll have to learn it. I will have to learn it. You're listening to Henry Costa on Spoon. Mr. Cummings text him once in a while and say, how are you, Costa? Oh, Costa, congratulations for your graduation. All the way when he was talking to Mr. Cummings. And at the same time, we are also used to cause him too. So I will not put it one way. I'm not saying that Mr. Costa should come apologize to me or apologize to nobody. I'm not saying it. But he decided that he's not going to go that route, which is a good thing. And then we have to cease fire too. But it means that we can criticize. It means that he can criticize Mr. Cummings now. It mean that we can criticize each other or speak on what he want to speak on. I will not buy that. But I still got it right if Mr. Costa says something that is wrong and I know it's not okay, I can still counterattack and say, no, my brother. I text him. This, sometimes when people think that, but when you text him, why are you telling us? But Costa, why are you telling the people that you spoke to George Weah? It is the good thing to do. There is nothing wrong. It's up to him to tell you or not to tell you. But it's not a personal, private thing. It's like you want that message to reach to the person. If you say, Henry, man, give me $5, or Munel, give me $5, and I talk about it, then that's the wrong thing. But if it's a national thing that he posted, and maybe I don't want to put my post out there, and I send it in his mailbox, there's nothing, and I come and say, oh, I talked to Henry Costa, I asked him, and we talk about it. He said, my man, don't tell me that, man. In fact, LP Liberation Party done. And he said, in Liberia, the political leader is the one who got the money. That's true. That's true. The political leader of all the political parties, they are the one who got the money. So we look for people who got the money to run because we do not contribute to political parties. They can't do fundraiser. If they do fundraiser for you, you're not wrong campaign because you got to look for money. You got to look for that money. So that one is true. But at the same time, if something happened to Mr. Cummings today, you won't tell me that the ANC should wait till Mr. Cummings get out. While Mr. Cummings was in court, the chairman was in court, ANC was going to all the different functions. So there is nothing wrong. Mr. Kansa was in America the other day. He sent a message out to the Muslim people. The Liberian government never charged him. The case is in America. There are other people who have similar case like Dr. Kansa, and they got out of it. They will tell you to pay. You got to go through the record. That's it. That's federal government thing. They accuse you. It's not a witch hunt. I respect that. But I'm not going to talk about it. Oh, the man, he's a criminal. No. Until he can be found guilty. They got the evidence to prosecute him. When they prosecute him, when he go through the law and they prosecute him, then we can call him the way you want to call him. But there is nothing wrong. The political parties are not for stand-up, they are incorporated. If you open a business and you incorporate that business, you know that they can just sue you personally for that business easily. But they can go after the asset and whatsoever about that corporation. That's how it works. You open a church, you take your $100,000, you open a church. The church is not for you, it's for the people. You form a political party and you think you make yourself the standard bearer and whatsoever. The members in that party can take you to court and damage you. Prince Johnson was expelled from his first party that he organized. Yes, he was expelled. So the party is not for you. The party can move. It's not for one man. So there is nothing wrong with Liberation Party having a collaboration with CPP. But one thing I would say, CPP is stronger than before. CPP is stronger and quiet and calm. We're putting strategies together. No holla. But all of them will come on board. All we're saying here is that don't let them play on you. Don't let them play the tribal war, the whole Congo business. Oh, y'all got it. Corrupt person. When this CDC got more corrupt individual who in the government right now, and they're telling you they got corrupt people and they're not even taking action. But your sedition, Mr. Cummings and the CPP into power, you will have the same right like me who voted for Cummings or who killing themselves on the thing. It is your right to find job in Liberia, to work. Nobody will go after you. And I can say this for free. When Cummings president, nobody will waste their time to be cursing on Facebook. You know why? Mr. Cummings will give you the information you want to know. We will push it that press conferences for the executive mansion will be held in the executive mansion. You a minister, have your press conference to your corporation. You don't need to go to information ministry to have no damn press conference. That for nothing, waste of time, and you're not doing no damn job. You leave from there and go spend the whole day to information ministry to go open to have a press conference. No. Set your damn self to your ministry and call the press people and have a 1 hour press conference and answer questions and move on. I never saw this in the interim government time. It never happened. Even Charles said, "I'm happy." What kind of new thing this? Ministers then go to information ministry and have a press conference. For what? That chopping? That chopping? Look, we must do things different way. God help us. We get it. And some of us stay around. These are some of the things we want to see. You're not here to waste our time. We're not, in fact, I will be going around. Whatever they give me now, I would just take upon myself to be going around and be videotaping ministers and what are you going to work on time. I will videotape you to see when you enter and when you leave. That's a damn good thing to do, eh? Just dispatch my boys to every ministry and videotape and see when the minister proper coming to work and going. How long he in office for? We will videotape it out. Damn good documentary. I think we're joking here. It'll be a tsunami in Liberia. Too much waste of time. You go to the ministries, they even get parking lot for handicap. Most of the ministry is not accessible to handicap. The Cummings administration, every ministry will get a handicap parking. Will be accessible to every handicapped person. Wheelchair will go in our building. That nonsense there. You think the crippled people crazy? That is the plans on the Cummings agenda. The youth initiative. The youth are the precious jewel of Liberia. If you forget the youth, then what are you looking for? Then you want Liberia to move forward? Because President, we can't promote nobody anyway. You know that CDC got more qualified people than anything. People who supported George Weah. Some of them in Europe, America, all around. Doing good. But you will not take it. Today it is shameful that to see a ruling party going after their own LACC, Anti-Corruption Commission boss. It's shameful. It's shameful. While on the other hand, Mr. Cummings say, I will appoint a corruption czar. Somebody who that even when you are raw, you're not still in the government. When you look at the man's face and look, you're not here to joke. The Minister of Justice will not be working for Mr. Cummings. The police director will not be working for Alex Cummings. We ain't got no security to bring with Mr. Cummings. Guy, one of the small security, we're not bringing them to come follow up police station. The same sedition are in our police station. We will train you. If you don't want to be trained to act like a real police, you will leave. But your sedition, whether you join the police when CDC were there and whatsoever, you will be trained to be a real police officer. Not to protect no CPP members, or not to protect because I will go. Look, you ain't see no freedom of speech yet, man. You ain't see it yet. You ain't see it yet. You think how Mr. Cummings succeeded? How you think Mr. Cummings succeed in the corporate world? Because he listened to the workers. When he came from operation and went to administration, he brought them together because he knew the problem in operation, and he went to administration. He never turned his back. He brought the operation and administration together. Go and listen to the interview or white guy interview Cummings. Cummings was in the operational side when they brought him in as the chief financial officer and for Coca-Cola VP. The guy asked him how you did it. Mr. Cummings never forgot where he came from. He never. He saw the problem here when they promoted him. He said, okay, I know how to fix it. They started working fine. Go on the Coca-Cola website and see the letter that Coca-Cola put up for Alex Cummings. It stayed there today since 2016. They still get it there. That the thing that when I see some sedition, one time I saw Gilman talking about Alex Cummings. He was supposed to fire Alex Cummings. That's why he retired. That all CDC good at. Let me tell you, don't let them play on you. They are good with lies. They know how to carry the lies, and then some of you are scared. They see sedition going around and saying, the opposition not together, and John Weah will win. They're singing the song in your ear, and you two, you a friend. Nobody bring that nonsense to me and tell me say CDC will win because the opposition are together. We had 22 political parties in Liberia. 22. CDC were 3 parties: NPP, CDC, LPDP. ANC was on their own. Liberty Party was on their own. ALP was on their own. All the other was on. UP is Action Party, UP and Loop, Polar Party. 3 parties. Listen now, there were 3. That 3-party job we had, he got only 38%. In the second round, the other people from the other party, Ben Senvi and blah, 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 24% joined him and voted. The other ones, they say, we're not voting because I don't like Liberty Party, I don't like CDC, I don't like Unity Party. Some people refuse to vote. So 24% left and joined CDC. And George Weah got 61, almost 62% of the vote. In 6 months, all the people who joined them, they left. They said, hey, they got disappointed. Within 2 years, the sedition who were in the party, they start getting pissed off. In no time, they lost everything. People start moving. That time the corruption, they start building all the houses. Money getting missing. The president travel, he bring $1 million for him. And go look, the chairman for CDC start bossing out the secret. When the president travel, every money he bring, he put in his own pocket. All of them acting like a member of the catfish farmer, they're speaking all over the place. You see that? Then you say, George Weah, they will win. That opposition making the appointment in government. That opposition collecting taxes. That opposition representing the country to the UN. That opposition doing it. That opposition appointed all the people there, the commissioner, the opposition. No. Why you won't blame the opposition? Why? Because CDC singing a song. And the person who's singing that song for CDC pretending to be an ANC man or a UP man or ALP man and pretend, for me, I'm loud. The thing you're doing, me, I'm an ANC supporter, but the opposition need to come together. If you ain't come together, Joshua will win. That lie. That I know ANC man. Look, I say, hey, me, I'm a UP man. If we don't come together, it will win. that lad, and I know UP man, and I know UP, that CDC. And they put it on social media the same way they say they can see us in Liberia. The people in Liberia can see them, but we can see them and they can see us. So you on social media, I on social media. I know that only 39% watching me. And I care. My message is the message. Other people watching, they don't make comment. I get the 10,000 group are comfortable with my little group. They can understand, will understand. But the good thing I like, I always see new people there for the first time. So guys, thank you very much. CPP is alive. We are doing everything. Everything. Our arms are open to everyone. People who curse us, people who criticize us, we must disagree to agree. Politics is not a religion. St. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth shall not provide everlasting life. It's the same thing in Liberia. It's the same thing in Japan. But politics is a different thing. That's why do not take it too personal. You can attack. When you want to attack, you take your friendship. When I'm attacking Henry Costa, I take my... Listen, Henry Costa never blocked me. He never blocked me. Even Darius, they don't never block me. The only thing, we don't talk. You take the friendship, you put it one side, you deal with them. You deal your see, what's up, man? And I attacked Zoga Wilson. I met Zoga Wilson the other day. He said, oh, are your friend now? We were not enemy before. You public official, so I got the right to attack you. I'm not saying anybody can attack me right now. That's politics. The same people that we argued with yesterday, we can sit on the table again and talk. That's politics. But don't just shit on the road that you will want to pass on. And you don't cut the bridge. Keep the bridge moving. Cross. If you want to retreat, you get somewhere to go again. Y'all have a good day. God bless you. I love you guys. And I love Liberia. And we'll get it right. For those of you who from the UP, let us have a good campaign. It is your right to criticize Mr. Cummings constructively. Tell us what Mr. Bwaka will do better than Mr. Cummings. We're in a race. But I know at the end of the day, you and I have something in common. Our goal and mission is to make president. We are one-term president. So, although I said that I will not support UP against George Weah, but it's not a holy Bible. I have changed my mind. I believe that Liberia first. I still believe that whether we like it or not, Mr. Bwaka will still be a better leader than Mr. Weah. But Mr. Cummings will be a better, strong, elegant leader than Mr. Bwaka and George Weah. So if Mr. Cummings, if there will be a second round and Mr. Cummings is going against Mr. Weah, we expect Mr. Bwaka and the UP to support Alex Cummings. And if for some reason Liberian people reject us, then I think it is time that we make the difference and support Mr. Bwaka. Oh, but Moni, I thought you say you're not. I just told you politics is not. I never cursed Mr. Bwaka. You see, Ami Moda never cursed Mr. Cummings. Even Mo Ali, he never cursed Mr. Cummings. The only thing Mo Ali did that I was pissed off was to lie. He knew the truth and he kept the truth to himself and start to give news because of the pressure. Just to find out, just saw that they say why the people were against Ami Moda and Mo Ali. They say Mo Ali and Ami Moda were calling for new leadership or new stand-up bearer in the Unity Party. Oh, that's it. That the one that they put it on front page. They say Ami Moda and Mo Ali. They were saying that I think it is time for the woman to just let it go. That is a suggestion. Because of that, the woman never supported Ami Moda. Ami Moda spent thousands of dollars on Unity Party. How you think they get a head office? He got a little money. But that was not fair. When Unity Party never had nothing, it was Amin Mudad. For to see some Unity Party people trying to denigrate him and say that they don't want him for what reason, what he did. What he did? Or because he refused to spend some money recently? So Mr. Bwaka can tell us that Amin Mudad never did no good job. So he remains silent. I listen to Henry Costa try to stay justified and make it look. You don't want to blame. You know, it's the same thing that we do. You know that one thing I love the ANC. I will tell you today for free. ANC is the party that everybody is somebody. I sat in a meeting in Chicago. Mr. Cummings is right there. I'm sitting right here and just looking. And people say, "Watch it." If I want to, I say, "Which are the chapter you will?" I say, "I will the Ellis Cummings chapter." And people in that meeting just time Mr. Cummings expressing herself. And Mr. Cummings, before you look at, I had a paper. He said, "Hey, you got let me get a paper there." And he was just talking. He was just taking notes. I could see the anger in some people. It was pissed off. But after when everybody spoke, when Mr. Cummings opened his mouth, when he started, I said, wow. I said, the case over. He's a leader. He answered the question. He never insulted nobody. He never cheeked nobody out. He made everybody questions was so important. I said, the guy got people. Oh, the guy. The people then who were mad after Mr. Cummings, they said, what? The whole place went silent. Mr. Cummings handled that thing so, oh yeah. I give up. I said, yes. Some other leader will say, "Man, don't say that. No, don't say that. Don't say what you're saying right now because you know what you're talking about." Mr. Cummings make everybody important. You in Liberia, you on the street. Mr. Cummings said, listen, what I know, what I'm good at, I boast about it. What I don't know, you know it. I'm not the smartest man yet, but everybody has the error. I never see a man that patient. I would try my best to get out to act like Mr. Cummings, to adapt that system, that patient. I'm telling you, why you piss off. People suppose say Mr. Cummings was sue, Mr. Cummings was this and that, and I tell people all the time, you in any group, listen to your political leader first. Listen to the feedback. And you used to hear me say my political leader big ball. He will understand. I never, all the time we were on, we're talking, but after the case was over, I was one of the few on my show. I said that distraction to go and sue. Everybody, Mr. Cummings, are you going to sue? Mr. Cummings said, sue for what? He said that's a distraction. He said, I knew what I was getting into. He said, politics. I knew what I was getting into. He said, the God that I serve, my family knows me very well, and you know me. Why I should waste my time? He said, there's time for everything. To go and sue for distraction? No. That's what everybody was waiting for. You see, when they call me gay, don't worry. I know I see the passion in the room. Oh, Mr. Cummings that gay, Mr. Cummings that this. Let them say it. And you know me. My family people know me. I knew what I was getting into. When I decided to run, I sat my family down. And I told them, I talked to them over and over, said, this is it. So when the people curse me, don't curse them back. Try to convince them. try to talk to them because they want to put you into a situation where more Ali say I can't handle. They want you to curse them back instead of saying the message. They want you to attack them instead of attacking George Weah. So a sedition will come up here now and say, look at that ASS. Then I would look at him, then I start talking to them, I forget, then I out of the message. Liberians, I have never ever seen a Liberian politician compared to Ellis Cummings. I thought my late boss man was the best until I sat with Ellis Cummings and for over an hour asking questions and to see the other side of him. That, oh, my brother say you can joke, or what you can smoke, what you can drink, you can dance. And y'all know my mouth can go, my mouth can spend time now. I would never get the opportunity to sit. I got the opportunity to sit near somebody in my mouth. I spend time. I beg you, yeah. I will ask you all the questions. And some people are afraid to speak by with the VP. Some people are afraid to the VIP. Some people don't want to sit in the middle get first. And it's coming just like you and myself. My people tell the real truth. He can protect himself. When the people put any post across Mr. Cummings, let it go. Because I had nothing to say. You just use that as an insult. I'm saying you can fight them. You can get it in small and get up and wash yourself and move forward. Yeah. You just show them that you yourself you grown up too now. You know, when we're coming up, we say white people or lazy people. We say white men can't fight. Until some of us, when we left Liberia and we travel now, that when we get to know, they're not true. The black man strong, but he gets stamina. The boy man too strong, but he gets stamina. The white man can feel pain more than black man. Can bear pain than black man. So let me give you one example. In soccer, ask yourself the question, why the African teams, they will play so good in the first half, the second half, sometimes they draw. By the time they go into extra time, they beat them because they tire. The white boys then know that it's time when you, that's what it takes when you go practice. When you think that you tire, that is the time that you put in. Let me show you something before I leave. I started my exercise again. This was the first time that after I came back, started to exercise. Okay, you might not see it. The damn light. Okay, you see there? You see the GPS. I went around. What they say? 6 miles, 6.30 miles that I ran by jogging. I'm running, jogging. Before I used to walk now. And then in 1 hour, 32 minutes, my report here, they say, this is your longest run. So every mile that I went was 14 minutes, 43 seconds. When I was exercising before, I used to do 12 minutes, and I used to do 10 minutes in 1 mile. But when I started, it was 18, 17. Today, I push it. I went 6 miles. So, politics, when you think that when they push you to the wall, you will know how to retreat, how to get back. Yeah. Anyway, I'll take it easy. I'm not going to go through the comments, but sometimes I love to see the comments too now. Jonathan Russell, he said he need hot clip. I got a lot of clips. I put them together. I'm trying to put a lot of clips together. When I put them together, I went to the campaign. I got some with Joe. We are lying, blah, 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 blah. I put together. Then I get Joe Baka. I got the other people. Then I get the one with comments. I will make comments so fun. I know some people say that. Jera, are you all. Gerald, are you always on? Oh, Gerald, you are always on point. You are impressive. Thanks for the great job, Dr. Edison Tajibo from Ghana. Thank you very much, Doc. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I tell you that people like you can give us the strength. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. He's from all the way Ghana. Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. Therefore, I have mandate the Ministry of Justice and the entire national security apparatus to immediately arrest all those involved in the violent incident on July 26th and ensure that they face the full weight of the law, 13 hours and counting, no arrests. Yep, you see, don't pay attention. Hey, you know Joe we are. He would come and say, he said nothing. Emmanuel Jackson, how are you, my brother? Thank you, Chief. I strongly believe that our corp will join the CPP before the end of the year. Yeah, they're not me. When I say that, me. And when our corp join again, they will say, Alaji Kroma die. We ain't even wait for the man body to rotting. Then we'll go start taking our corp too. Yo, yeah, that one again. Because Alaji Kroma body sort of get rotting, everything. We got to look at it. When they say, if Papi body gone now, yeah, okay, then we can just stop it. Surface, little by little. Look, you know, when I sit someday, I think it's like a track and field. We, you know, this is how I look at the election, the whole next coming campaign. I look at my past performance. I was number 5. Number 5. When you ask the Liberian people, they took me to number 3. As far as concerned, I'm number 5. The people who voted for Mr. Cummings, the 124,000 Liberians. I'll tell you, if anybody vote for opposition, they are always on a solid vote. They will always vote for that. They didn't change. Maybe some of them died, but they didn't change. So we look at that vote and say, but 18 months, we were able to get this vote. If we spend 5 years, going 6 years, and work harder, we can go 700,000. 18 months, 1 year, 4 months, Mr. Cummings were able to take 5th place. So we stayed behind. We've been practicing. I will tell you the most organized party in Liberia is ANC. Second is the Liberty Party now. It's the Liberty Party now under the chairmanship of Ability. They are better than before. We go around, we're talking. We don't need to be acting, lying. We try not to carry people with Mr. Cummings. Y'all don't know that when Mr. Cummings is going to function, we don't carry too much cars. We don't carry buses. No, we don't do it. I'm telling you. You ain't see nothing yet. You ain't see nothing. You're watching. Oh boy. You see the person here? They say Facebook user. Developing news. I mean, Moda to join the ANC in the coming days. Then I mean, say, oh, that somebody post. Then I mean, oh, Nanyeo, Pomtio. Vision and technical know-how. But as I'm not reading about that, Gonglo could be the CPP Chief Justice. He could make very good. And listen, and Mr. Cummings admire that dude. Let me tell you the real truth, my brother. ACB, CB. No, We will not forgive them. Oh boy, I beg you. Kim, listen, people did things to us. Matthew 5:8. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. They will be held accountable and justice will be served. They will be forgiven when they when they are oh no. For that they gotta seek justice. No. Kim, I thought you were talking about people who cause. Listen, I'm saying it. No matter how long it takes, the video is there. That boy come out, he can sue and can sue the police, and they will go to court. By then, the justice system will work. The justice system will work, Kim. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. Too much forgiving, never holding anything accountable in a brother. True, man. You're right. Zero. Yeah. You can't just be forgiving, you're right. I agree with you. No status of limitation on murder. Thank you. If that boy died, hey, my people, I don't want that. They pray for him. Good morning, madam. How are you? Rebecca from all the way Liberia. Welcome, man. You might not get vessel because I don't want to be reading the comment to be distracted. So when I finish, I can go through the comment. So I can see some people asking things and I don't respond. They ain't mean but I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you highly. Yeah. Yep. It was all planned and staged correctly. Why are you guys wish Liberia evil? Look at. He said, why are you guys wish Liberia evil? Do you communists will be president? Okay. I see why you're making mistake on your own thing. Do you think communists will be president? That's a question. Yes. Your question you're asking me, do you think communists can be president? Yes. If Joshua can be president, anybody can be president. Every American Liberian citizen can be president. Anybody can be president of Liberia. There is no special people. Only the Liberian people can vote for you. If George Manneh Weah can be president, if we can make a rebel who killed 250,000 Liberians president, we made Ellen Johnson president, who said the level Monrovia would be her president. We made Judy Bryant president. Mr. Bwaka was running for president. So what kind of question you asking? That Mr. Cummings can be president? Shame on you. But your question, yes, Mr. Cummings will be. Yeah? So just tell me what Mr. Weah have done or who you supporting. Say it. Don't sit and be pretending because I know you sedition. Yeah, come and go.
What do you want to see?
You will get over it. Cummings is your next president. I love the way you give it to them. Tell me. Kim, the women are too strong. Hi, Agnes. How are you? Yes. Yep. It will be freedom of speech. I'm telling you, look. People don't know Mr. Cummings. We asked him to get CC camera. His 9th Street house went unpainted for 5 months. And now you know CC camera or people all in our house all day. No, you be down that thing. You be that part of it. Listen, so you let me tell you from UP people first, because the Liberation Party have joined the CPP. Because all that time they were negotiating, they were talking, the people went to the program, they went this, they were all, in fact, they published it. Look, let me tell you the real truth. You see, the UPP guys, they think that only time propaganda they were playing when Ellen was there, they were just lying. They can publish the thing before it happened. You know what they can say? Let's just put it out there. When we put it out there, the people will buy it. They had the thing all over. Liberation Party was going to merge with what the thing is said, Unity Party. In fact, Dr. Cassé would be the Minister of Health. I said the people get post. Then, in fact, Dr. Cassé will run for senator from Bufa County. Then they will join because they were looking at Dr. Cassé money now. They Listen, Bwaka, let me tell you something. Mr. Cummings and Bwaka can never be able to see ticket. That one you're leaving. Maurice Johnson, after 2029, how old will you be? Let me go on to Maurice Johnson. If you're talking to me after 2029, I'm older than you, Johnson. I'm older than you, and I'm okay. I got family. I got a beautiful family. I got a beautiful wife. I got a beautiful kids doing good, excellent. Oh, they're doing good. I got 2 out of college. I got 1 playing football. He got scholarship. Just imagine in high school, God bless him, he got scholarship. My daughter's smart. I got 1 little one. And we're doing good. And I'm still strong. So when the time I reach 60, 65, I will retire. And when I retire, I will still live because I already invest into the system. You see? So, and you know the Bible, they say what goes up and never come down is age, Mr. Fool. Your age go up, it can't come down. Mr. Bwaka, I would never reach to Mr. Bwaka age will be going to go. He myself will never get on the same age. Mr. Cummings myself and you and myself can never get on the same age because as you come here are going like this, we'll be going like this. Mr. Fool. Tell me. You ask unnecessary questions about people. Well, look at it. Look at Maurice Johnson. Look at the question. After 2029, how old will you be? Now, one of the masses, and when you remove the M from the masses, what you get? Masses. Reverend Jerome Cummings, how are you? I'm here in Waterside Market watching the General 2022 result is here in my studio. Listen, Gerald, you must have got to come up maybe tomorrow by the grace of God. I got to get you on tomorrow, Gerald. We'll have a show tomorrow. I'm off today morning. I'm off on Wednesday. Don't mind them. I will not mind them, man. I will just watch the brain. Thank you, Gwen. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you, too, for everything. Thank you for everything. You and your husband. Except Jethro. I love my girl Rebecca when she put the ABC, man. She can paste it. Just paste it again, man. You free. I authorize you to paste that thing till you get tired. They say government buy Jethro new Range Rover. Says Mary, Yes, ABC all the way. The UPC. Your county page your behavior, my people that would deal with your. Yep. The election is between Mr. Cummings and Mr. Weir. It's a real truth. Mr. Barker will endorse Mr. Cummings at the end of the day. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Boy, you're right. I do. Yep. The man is patient, man. Imagine, the name Mr. Cummings, Mr. Cummings don't say things. Henry Costa said Mr. Cummings called him, congratulated him. Once in a while, Mr. Cummings will text him. With all that things that were going on, the guy is calm. Yeah. You see, he got a different sense of humor. Yeah. Different sense of humor. Yep. Just put it when you want me to just say ABC 2023. They will get that. Yeah. That's it. Madeline, how are you, ma? Henry Yango, let me tell you, I got no regrets now. I'm not going to attack Yeke Koluba because the way he addressed the president. I'm tired of it. And Yeke is right because the fact is that I've never seen the way they continue to embarrass and harass this man. Continue to harass him because he refused to join them. He came from NPP because he refused to join them. I would not criticize Yeke if he did anything with President Weir. No, I would not. I would not. Because it's frustrating. It's frustrating. He's a certain representative. Police disrespecting him too. You do not just disrespect. I don't care how he dressed. He went to Grand G, the superintendent, said all kinds of things. Who are they if Yeke was elected? That is the beauty way people don't know. The president cannot fire a senator or representative. But look at what they're doing to Yeke. Eh? The president had a celebrity, Yeke had a celebrity too. Yeke caused George Weir, he caused in the president office. He said, he called George Weir. I'm not going to condone it. Let me tell you the real truth. You got, how Yeke will not come out to somebody to protect them. Eh? So I will not criticize Yeke on how he talked to Mr. Weir. I will not do it. I will not do it. He's a certain representative. The government have not shown no respect to Yeke too. Eh? That thing Yeke will just talk because he want to talk. Eh? Police people are all insulting Yeke, stopping a car in the street. When you get CDC car in the street with no license plate. I saw it. I was there. They just put a big pin, CDC, no license plate. No police stop it. But they stop Yeke car in the street because yes, he's supposed to get a license plate. So the law is good for one, but it applies on one person, but not on another person for what? I'm okay. Yeah, I called you yesterday, but I don't know what happened. Don't mind the people. So we are president. We can be president too now. Look, people, you don't understand. People, you're still insulting Mr. Cummings. They call Mr. Cummings gay. They call Mr. Cummings swine. They call Mr. Cummings criminal. Sedition, insult Mr. Cummings every day. But I would tell you, if Mr. Cummings president, if you curse Mr. Cummings, we don't give a damn about you. You can curse Mr. Cummings. That's your right to curse. You wear somewhere, you curse him. You say, oh, what gonna do with that? What more boss? What time you for? Eh? You can curse a public official. Do you know? I want you to go define what they call freedom of speech. Do you know who criticizes you on the freedom of speech? There is no special way on freedom of speech. You can even insult, but the public will also go after you to say, my man, stop that nonsense. That's all they can do to you. But freedom of speech there is no special way for freedom of speech. If you're a public person and that person wants to, it's just that you can't go and start lying on ordinary, like you lying on me, I got it right for defamation of character, I can sue you and you prove it and whatsoever. But it is hard for public officials to sue a citizen because I say the public official is corrupt. Why he corrupt? Because I saw he just built one big house behind there. Now that public official is supposed to convince me that no, this is what I did, and you publish it. But if I go to an ordinary librarian and say, man, you damn corrupt, I saw you being in a house, then I tell you, say, prove it, that you spoiled my name. You see, Mr. Ability is an ordinary man. You went personal with him. He's not on salary with Liberty Party. He's not taking pay. So anybody, it would not be strange. Sedition causing Mr. Cummings right now. Y'all say Mr. Cummings that gay, he shot, he this, he that. In fact, you're linking with child stealer. Then what we all getting vest from? What the hell for people to get vest? Hey man, what the hell they get? They put causing Joe Biden, they put flag up, they say F Joe Biden. Then what we got to do with that? Y'all like Brent, you're too much, man. I tell you without nonsense about cussing. Let them cuss. You want cuss Cummings, you cuss Cummings. There again. Henry Yango say, we hope Mr. Cummings will not have any link to that demonstration that was on the 26th of. Listen, Yango, Henry Yango. Mr. Cummings not know a stupid man to waste his time to go encourage people. Don't you know when Mr. Cummings, you see, that's the thing I don't like about you guys sometimes. Henry Yango. When Mr. Cummings was in court, ANC members want to protest. Mr. Cummings told them, said no. They went there the first day on their own. Mr. Cummings was not even aware of that protest. Let me tell you the real truth. They went there, they thought they could. Mr. Cummings told them no. Even the meeting that what his name said, Manny Pacquiao had at the ANC office, Mr. Cummings went there and told them, say, nope. Manny Pacquiao went there and said they should demonstrate, they would do this. Mr. Cummings said, no, I'm not offering it. If we cannot abide by the law and want to protest them, what are we showing to them? If anybody say Mr. Cummings pay money to people, you lying. It will be a full general thing that people will be peaceful. It will be a whole country thing. But if you think that Mr. Cummings, Alexander Cummings will pay people and say go protest, I can put my neck on the chopping board for that. I can put my neck. Mr. Cummings will pay people to go protest. For what? For what? Mr. Cummings is the only man who said can get job. We have small plus. Mr. Cummings is the only candidate that can get job. We have some plus. And say, oh yeah, he didn't want good. He didn't want good. They said, Mr. Cummings, he said to credit is not a bad thing, but it's just that when you misuse the credit, that's all. And we all credit in America. If you misuse the credit, then not on you. Stop it, man. Mr. Cummings will waste his time on demonstration to go tell LU students to demonstrate for what? What good are going to do for him? What good are going to do for him? You ever heard one day Soup coming up and say they're supporting Mr. Cummings? No. Soup have been supporting the CDC for so long. You not hear Soup coming up and say that Mr. Cummings is the candidate. You not hear it before? You not hear it? Although they get some children at the university who support Mr. Cummings, but you not ever see Soup. Soup was one of the voices for CDC for the last 12 years. Oh, let you know. For Soup to protest a new thing, like that new thing, the other Soup said, listen, Soup used to challenge the government. Then we have military government. Soup used to protest. Before I talk about the one, you're acting that Soup first started to protest. In fact, the other Soup then said, listen, the people bring racks, you'll run away. Roland, what's up? Yeah, man. Soup. You're really brave, Mr. Cummings will waste your time. When Mr. Cummings were in court, where ANC could go and protest, we all call for protest. Every time they call for protest, Mr. Cummings said, I don't want to see you guys in that street. You're leaving. I'm the one they're after. I am the one. And Mr. Cummings said, it is possible I can go to jail, but they can do whatever. They can put a gun to my head. That's a business. I will not succumb to them. So if anybody talk about Mr. Cummings, listen, insulting will not fix the country. The president, it has his responsibility. The government is the responsibility to put the country in check. If the citizens are rude, if the citizens are not following law and order, it's the government, because the government is not even abiding by the rules. If your kids are out there and they're not doing the right thing, they will hold you, the parent, responsible. Not because you're president, so that means I should just, because they go, you see taxi drivers running on the opposite lane. Everybody gets serene in the damn country. At 60 minutes, so just pick up one policeman, put him in the car and start driving. And no law and order. No law and order. So what you expect the people to do? The government is so indisciplined. That's what they call indiscipline. Government officials don't go to work because the president. You don't know that Mawena Dix have not been to job for almost 3 months. She never entered the office. She go to president's office every day. She don't go to office. You don't know that. The president say anything? No. Once the president see your face, you're working. I heard that. I heard that from somebody. Yep, I heard it. Doloke. Vivian, now they're listening to Vivian Willer. He said, as much as I want Mr. Cummings to become president in 2022 because of the poor performance of this current government, I will not use insult as my way of expressing my disagreement, frustration with Mr. Cummings as president of it. Now, you say something, Vivian. You see, everybody do things different way. Prophet Keys get on his platform and cuss man cuss. Majority of Prophet Key followers are women. Eric also have call people swine. I must say, but I don't cuss the way the other people cuss. Now, maybe when somebody, I just see somebody, but I've never insulted Mr. Weir or to curse Mr. Bwaka. But but when you speak on the issue, they do, which I would not do it. You cannot do it. But other people, do you know if I come on this platform and start cursing President Weir, everybody will be surprised at me to say, wait. But guess what? Some people will follow me. And most of the people that here will not follow me and say, no, money, you ought to know better. But Yeke doing it. I should go and tell Yeke, say that his business. That's how he want to do it. They got people in the CDC that cost Mr. Cummings. They don't want to start the whole gay business. Up to present, they still try to link. They say Mr. Cummings that chatted up, man. Mr. Cummings got money from war. They try to lie. They say Mr. Cummings this, Mr. Cummings that. They still cursing. They come home and plan for the curse. But it's up to you. You will not want to do it. But you can't get mad at Yeke and then you say, now this is how, if you were in Yeke group, in Yeke district, and you say, you know what, as much as I like cities, ANC, and the way I see Yeke, I will not vote for Yeke. I respect that. Because Yeke running. But you can't turn against Mr. Cummings because Yeke cost Mr. Weir. So you say, Mr. Cummings supposed to chester Mr. Weir. No. Did Mr. Weir ever came out to chester sedition of insulting political leaders? No. Because they put out responsible people. So if Mr. Cummings don't come out and tell Yeke, say, why are you cursing George Weir? Then you will get fair with Mr. Cummings. No. But if you are in Yeke district, you can say, my man, you know what? Yeke, you too, I'm not voting for you. I don't like your attitude. It is your right not to attitude. But there are other people that would like that. So they're cursing, baby. I decided, even if people curse Mr. Cummings now, I'm not here to argue with you. I decided now going forward, I see the post and you say, Mr. The only thing I will promise you, I will look at your profile. If you're living in America, I will not tell you about blocking. I will just take on my phone and block you and you'll not see the show. If you're living in Liberia and when you're ready in Liberia, I will watch you and see. But, or I block you and see how many person behind, I block you because I know some people, no matter what happens, they will not support Mr. Cummings. So that's my plan. But if you come and start cursing Mr. Cummings, I'm not going to curse you too. But all I would do, because other people will not like it, I will just take my telephone. And I will not tell you that I'm blocking you because I did it yesterday. I'm telling you that I blocked 3 persons. And one of the person called me, so my man said, you blocking him. I said, but what he did? Oh, because he cursed Mr. Cummings. I said, yes. It's not that he cursed Mr. Cummings, but he was cursing everybody on the show. So I'm thinking, what is so? I block him. I'm here for nonsense. So I blocked some of my Google friend and all because I don't want for them myself to argue on Facebook. No, Vivian, you think so? This is the strategy that some people use. When they curse you, you curse the leader and hide their feelings. You're a public figure. You curse a leader. If I was in that group, you curse me. I don't care. I do my work. You don't expect everybody to like you. We all from different homes, and we all are responsible people. The man who is 60 years old, sent representative, and Yeke less than him, Yeke got the right to call only his first name, Honorable This Finish, or call his name the way he want to call him. There is nothing, it's up to them. It's up to them. Cursing your leader, what do you mean? You curse the leader. The leader not feeding you. Yes, there is nothing wrong with it, but you shouldn't think that Mr. Cummings pay people. You know that is strategy, or when you listen to the video, the guy say, Yombly and Delon pay They sue children to protest. Look at that nonsense. And they want to share. They think again, but they forget they ain't call communist name this time. Everything now I pay. So who pay the other people too now? They counter protest. So somebody pay the counter protest, go protest. But Mr. Cummings, we accept a peaceful protest. But if you go in the street because of Cummings, and Cummings who got a case, he said, don't go in the street. We say we want to demonstrate all over the place. We want public sentiment. Mr. Cummings said, listen, they will take a different way. And I don't want anybody getting hurt. I don't want anybody getting hurt. The first time they were trying to do the peaceful protest, they ran after people. Mr. Cummings felt bad. He said, do not. You're leaving. People have peaceful protests. Yeah, they say that Mr. Cummings caused Sophia getting pregnant too. They say that Mr. Cummings caused that one again. And Mr. Cummings told Joe we are to go there. Vivian, lead that thing there. Everybody causing business. Whole day they see you ain't see there's another boy now there came on the video him joking about CDJ. He causing a hair. Lead that one. Yeah, frustration makes people to do these things. I agree, Yango, that you are right. Liberia is bigger than everyone, which is true. Yeah. And that is why Mr. Cummings always preached that we cannot do the same thing that we criticizing the people for. Not because the people protest 12 years and carry casket, you expect Mr. Cummings to come and start batching at Georgia. Mr. Cummings, the only opposition who at least have tried to praise President Weah if he does good. He talk about the rules. When they say, oh, the government can credit, Mr. Cummings said, but there's nothing wrong with crediting. The only problem when you credit the money and you don't use it the right way. They talk about the gas. Mr. Cummings said, listen, it's all over. But because of the government adding more tariff, that is why the gas in Liberia is even expensive than Sierra Leone and other places. But it's all over. Mr. Cummings was bold. But some of them get pissed off again. Mr. Cummings at least get in prep and talk to them. But hey, they don't, Mr. Cummings, now you don't have to lie. You don't have to make it look that he must. The only thing Mr. Cummings believes that the only person that can reject it as Liberian people, not one man, not just one man can reject it like that. There you know. You know, Roland asked Vivian a very good question. Insulting the president will not develop Liberia. But stealing country money will develop Liberia too? No. For a president to build more houses than President Tubman in 27 years is what? Compare all the houses and President Tubman's house. So if we close our eyes and say President Weah is in the middle, but we should just criticize all the people around President Weah, it's not fair. President Weah is the one that did it, that making the appointment. But Vivian, how can I fix anything? They're stealing, not fixing nothing. The people doing more stealing, man. We see the thing every day, Vivian. How will you come and justify the kind of things? Vivian, you try to be on track, but you still justifying things that are not necessary. Who cares for Yeke? When a young man jumped to his death this morning, trying to leave the hospital because he cannot pay his bill. Meanwhile, there are 3 million in the budget for engagement. A 6-year-old little girl was raped and thrown into a well. You realize how painful it is for vaginal to stretch 3 centimeters, and you talking about weird? Yeah, they don't know that one there. Because we can't even see all these things. Listen, President Yeke Koluba, he's a representative. Yeke Koluba is a representative. Whether Yeke Koluba say anything that would do with President Weah removal, he will be part of it. He goes to UP, he goes to ALP. Yes, he's an ANC member, but what we don't know, what you're supposed to know, he's a representative. He has a base, his district, and the people saw it. The people listened to him. There is nothing I'm going to tell Yeke. I've criticized Yeke about it before, but I look at it. Yes, when I look at this thing that been happening, the government self been frustrating Yeke. Yeke and his family, Yeke been sick. Yeke was taking his family to Ghana because they threatened. They kept his young baby at the airport and seized their passport. Was that right? Eh? They went to Yeke house. They used gun. They went all. They shot bullets. He said, "For my people, for my family safety, if you will kill me, let me take my wife from here." You think Yeke wife happy to be living in Ghana and whatsoever? No. You think Yeke happy to take his family there? A young baby. He didn't take them there because of, yes, but they want to kill them. Where George Weah children living today? George Weah children are well protected. But other people, they seize that young baby passport at the airport. For what reason? For what? For what? Just stop it, man. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. That frustration. When you frustrate me, then I can do anything. Anything I want to say, I say it. You can say, well, they will kill me one day, they will shoot me from somewhere one day. I said, so he said, let my family stay with it because I know you will kill me one day. You know how many times they have tried to assassinate, to kill Yeke? You know how many times they have tried? When God was ready for it, that's it. They went there with guns and other things. Okay? How can you go and arrest a representative? Where? Okay? They say Yeke driver went and beat one man. They say, oh, you pressing your interest, they arrested him. But they ain't able to arrest nobody in the street for violence. They all say they can't. But if they cause George Weah, what is different? Any big deal about it? It's nothing. But I can't tell a person to do it. Nobody giving ANC speech here and cause George Weah inside. So Yeke Koluba, the people in District 10, they are the one who will vote for Yeke or don't vote for Yeke. They are the one. You just a one man or 2-3 person who say they like the way Yeke can talk. But the people in District 10, his supporter, like the way he can talk. They like the way he can talk. So I don't think that anything, Yeke is not a spokesman for ANC. Yeke will not give a speech on behalf of ANC and start cursing Mr. Weah. Yeke talk about the house and say how corrupt they are, that they refuse to audit. Yeke right and buffer Chimo Chue and Sa. He say Yeke mo John. So let be frank. Yeke live in District 10. He's an independent candidate. Not because he joined ANC. If Yeke was some chairman or something in it, and speaking, Mr. Cummings, even when Olosho Toe spoke the other day and the way he talked to Yuri, Mr. Cummings came out, they interviewed Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings said, listen, we have to put things in place. I don't like the way it went, but we'll work on it and straighten it up. If Yeke was representing ANC, speaking and causing Mr. Cummings, Mr. Weah, president. Look, are we a Jay Imagine not speaking for ANC? Mr. Cummings told us 2-3 things. They get the M. The messaging, mobilization, and money. You can't go and be cursing the other people every day. Cursing President Weah, that's not the issue. The time I would take to be cursing President Weah, I'm supposed to be promoting Mr. Cummings. The time I would take to be cursing somebody whole day, I'm not saying I can take 2-3 minutes on certain issue, but I'm going to spend most of my time talking about Mr. Cummings, which is fair. The people that we can see can be cursing. They're not supporting nobody special. They will not be talking about Mr. Cummings, then they start cursing Mr. Weah. Then what the hell? Then why am I wasting my time for? Who want to listen to me? Is that will convince any citizen to come over? No. I will not be happy for it. But I can come and criticize, I can apply, I can do it. I can criticize, no, it will not be fair. Okay, guys, y'all have a good day. God bless you. I love you. Let us love Liberia and let us pray for our president. You know what I'm saying? Now, instead of the president saying that I will send a bill for the people to pass into law what it is, and then he said, if anybody in the street that caused the president, they will now walk freely. I will whip them. The police will arrest you. You know, when the president said that kind of thing, then the ordinary men start going after people. Yeah. That president, we are acting a strong dictator here. Look at him.
I want to be clear. We will not tolerate those kind of citizens. Those that constantly insulting the president. I want to be clear that after this, there will be no citizen in this country, and I can defy you that will ever insult the president and think you will walk in the street freely.
Okay, the only person that caused the president, that Prophet Key, he caused the president. Yeke can just say criminal we are, criminal this, that one there, he would this and that. But CDC for 12 years, they get tape where Solomon Josh, cussing Ellie. All of them, they cuss the woman on her knee. Josh, we have never said nothing. They cuss Mr. Cummings. Josh, we ain't saying nothing. Sedition say Mr. Cummings that gay. Mr. Cummings that this. Mr. Cummings, the money he get out from Chester. Mr. Cummings, he's a criminal. Now you in power now. You see, when you're there, you know. You in power now, they do the same thing to you. If opposition were going to protest the way CDC protested, the way they for 12 years, I think John will run away. Because every day, until Ellie used to tell the person, you're leading. And I come to waste make Molba model relevant here. So you see, ain't mean that George Weah never caused Ellen before. You not hear Mr. Cummings causing George Weah? No. But George Weah supporters caused Ellen. Ellen at this, Ellen at that, Ellen at this, Ellen at this. She'll corrupt with jail, will send out to jail, will do this. They said about George Weah, say, which is true. So let it go, my brother. Let it go. Let them define the word freedom of speech. That time they will know what cursing is. Cursing. Freedom of speech. The only thing what can happen when you cursing, we the other people that listen to you can condemn you too. I mean, you need to curse, man. Stop that cursing. But there is ain't got no limitation on freedom of speech. And you can see the people cursing police. Once you say get the F this or that, they curse the police. They don't do nothing to the police. The man videotaping. He said, what your name? He said, I don't have to show you no damn effing name. There's nothing. That is freedom of speech. They will not arrest you for that words that you use out of your mouth in America. That's the freedom of speech. Okay, guys, y'all have a good day. Y'all take care of this. And I'll tell you your bye now. Bye.